Hello, hello, American Crochet Association. Selena Baca here, founder, host, lead educator with the ACA. On Mondays, I like to come on over here and mingle. I've got a long list of things to get through just to make sure you guys know what's new, hip, and happening in the wide world of the ACA. But if you are watching live, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. And as long as I'm here live, I'll give you guys an extra special shout out. Also, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything like that, make sure you leave me a comment, and whether you're here live or watching on the replay, I promise I will get to you as soon as I see it. All right? Okay, so I always like to start the week with what's happening in the Crochet membership. And I've got some pretty exciting little events happening, and I've got some shout outs. So to find where all this information is, Crochet members, all you guys have to do is log in. Side note, everything that I'm talking about today and links to everything that I'm talking about today can be found in the show notes, the video description, whatever you want to call it. There are links and details for all of this. So again, after you watch live, you can click on over, okay? So if you are already part of the Crochet membership, all you guys have to do is log in. When you log in, you'll be taken to My Courses. If you're not, click on My Courses. Your Crochet membership should show up. So as soon as it does, click on that. And I'm an admin, so sometimes it looks funny. There you go. I have to click more than you guys do. So it won't look like that. Okay. Just so you know, before I get into the May Crochet Trivia bonus, just know that I have not yet taken down the April mystery crochet along pattern. So if you guys have not yet snagged those, I have left them up for a lot longer than I should have, and I'm still going to leave them up just for a little bit longer. So if you have not snagged those patterns yet, make sure that you do so. Okay. All right. Crochet, the bonus for the Crochet membership this month is Crochet Trivia. I post a new Crochet Trivia every Friday. You guys can log in as soon as they're posted, because again, I do update this every Friday, and I'm going to continue to do so for the rest of the month. And you guys can answer these whenever you like. But if you are the first to answer them Monday through Friday, before I do this little Mingle Monday here, I do email everyone who participated a special gift. I just sent those special gifts this week. So if you already completed Crochet Trivia, make sure you check your email, because there's something special for you. See, I've already responded. I can view my score, all that. Now, if you were one of the first 10 to get a perfect score, a 5 out of 5 on the Crochet Trivia quiz, then I have an extra special little profile frame that you guys can use on social media. And I have our top 5 winners so far. So these are the top 5 individuals that scored a perfect score. And also, I posted their names below. I've already emailed them, all that stuff. So the first, our Crochet Trivia winners this week so far are Jerry Sue Tinker. Congratulations to you. Isabeau Henri, Debra Rowley, Bobbie Huddleston, and Cassandra Withrow. Thank you guys not only for being part of the American Crochet Association, but for checking out your bonus this month, the Crochet Trivia, for following along, and congratulations for getting a perfect score. All of the Crochet Trivia questions come directly from the learning path at the American Crochet Association. If you are part of the Crochet membership, you guys get free access to the learning path. Don't sleep on this, all right? There's some great information here. You guys can complete it on your own time, in your own terms. And Crochet Trivia, all the questions from Crochet Trivia this month are coming directly from a certain aspect of the learning path. And I tell you where it comes from. And that way, you guys don't have to do a whole lot of digging, okay? You guys already know where to look. So again, make sure that you're participating in your crochet journey and really fully utilizing your learning path membership as well. All right, questions, comments, feedback, let me know. Before I dive into everything else, I do want to give a shout out to everybody who is here live. So hello, Angela, always so good to see you. Elise, hello, so good to see you from New Jersey. Roseanne, hello, good afternoon to you. Roseanne is here from Pennsylvania. Thanks for checking in. We've got Gammy here from Southeast. I tried to merge those two. Southeast Louisiana. Thank you for checking in. And we've got Patricia here from Missouri this week. Thanks, guys. All right. Let me keep on trucking because I've got a lot to get through this week. Now, the next thing I want to feature is what's new over in our crochet community. It is a free Facebook group that anyone can join. It is specifically for crocheters, and it's a no-nonsense group. We like to share what we're working on, ask questions, give feedback, things like that. So there's a few cool things happening that I've pinned up in the featured section. So as soon as you join the group, it may look a little different depending on how you're viewing it. I'm showing you guys what it looks like on my desktop, but if you're viewing from a smartphone or another kind of device, it may just look a little different. So click on featured, or I think it's like announcement. I don't know why they change things depending on the format, but they do. So as soon as you click here, there's a couple of things that you guys can participate in. I posted a question earlier this week. How did you learn to crochet? I got so much feedback. I love reading all these stories. It's just nice to get to know everyone a little better. And also, it's part of my market research. So I'd love to hear how you guys learned to crochet. And further, I'd love to hear more about that experience. So pour your hearts out into this one, guys. I'd love to hear. I always, post questions like that. So a conversation that I posted last week, or a question that I hope leads to more conversation from last week, was how do you price your crochet projects to sell? I love that this is one of those hot topics that it seems that everybody either, has some kind of theory about this, or they really want to know depending on certain projects. So if you guys have any feedback on that, or if you want to hear my tips, then click on over and give us some feedback there. All right, now, another thing that I have not posted yet, but I'm going to be doing so maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to be working on it. I'm putting together a presentation for HH Americas that is going to be a conference in Chicago this June. Link for that is below, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute. More on that in just a minute. Anyway, I'm going to be giving 2 lectures. And I would very much like to give these lectures to a very small audience first, just to those in our American Crochet Association community. And I just love feedback. It's not going to look and feel the same as my presentation in person, but hopefully it just, I'll get enough feedback like, did it flow well? Does it sound good? Is it boring? Am I missing anything? Just kind of things like that. So if you guys are down for listening in on a presentation and giving your feedback, then stay tuned, because I am going to be posting it here in our Facebook group, and it will be pinned to the featured section. So stay tuned for that. All right. All right. Some other fun things that are happening in the crochet community that you can find in our Facebook group, but also elsewhere. I am partnering with All Free Crochet. I put together a mystery crochet along that we are in the middle of right now. I do have a link down below so you guys can come on over and participate. You guys guessed it. It is a free crochet pattern. I've put this together with All Free Crochet, and it's a little different. So I just want to kind of tell you guys a little bit about it. It is involving granny squares. It is a poncho. And that is all that I'm unveiling right now about the design. So I'm not sharing finished projects yet. And every part of the pattern is slowly given to you guys over a few different parts. So I just thought it would be fun if it was a mystery crochet along, because sometimes we see things and we either love it or we hate it right off the bat. So I thought it would be fun for this to be a mystery, and that way we can kind of do it together every single week. And this is something that we are releasing every Wednesday until this concludes. And I am in the All Free Crochet Facebook community, and I'm doing live chats, kind of like this one, every Wednesday. And I'm just sharing more details and answering questions about every part of the crochet along as it's released. So I'm pretty excited about this week. Because we're finally going to see more of what this poncho is going to look like. We're finally going to see it take shape a little bit. So I'm pretty excited about that. So whether you are following along with a crochet hook and yarn, or you just want something fun to kind of watch and you know, be entertained with, in either way, you know, in either case, this is a fun one. You guys can get all the details, all the parts of the pattern, and you can sign up to get email notifications as this pattern is unveiled every single week when you click on the link in the video description down below. And again, this is for the May 2022 Mystery Crochet Along. If you guys have any questions, comments, feedback, just let me know. And we also have a hashtag that we're using. You can post this across social media and we will see it. And you guys can also see that. There we go. Hashtag Granny Poncho Crochet Along 2022. So as you're following along and you post to social media, you can utilize that and we'll all get to see your fun work. Okay, guys, what is next is that thing that I hinted on before. I've talked about it over the last couple weeks. It is the H&H Americas Uniting the Soft Craft Industries in North America for handmade businesses. I've been invited to give a few discussions. So if you guys would like to come and join us, if you have a handmade business of any kind in the soft crafts, any level of business as well. So maybe you in the crochet world, maybe you write crochet patterns, maybe you want to, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you sell things. So no matter where you fall on that spectrum of crochet business, you're welcome to come. You can sign up to see either one of my lectures. First one is How to Teach Crochet. That's the one that I was telling you guys about. I am going to be asking for some volunteer listeners and participants on that. So that's one of my discussions. And the other discussion is how to sell crochet patterns. So either one of these are lectures and workshops that I've given throughout the years at the American Crochet Association. These conversations are not those big workshops that I give at the ACA. It's more of a distilled version of those, just to kind of share some of my what I've learned and just to have conversations on these topics. So I'm really excited to participate in June and go to Chicago. And if you guys are interested, click on over to get more details or just let me know in the comments. Okay. All right, guys, I have some new exciting things to share with you guys. I've got a new free pattern on the American Crochet Association site. When you click on the link in the video description, you can view this pattern for free. Or if you just want to own the pattern, I have links for you to purchase a PDF on Ravelry. In either case, it is available, okay? So the free pattern of the week is the hanging herb holder. I was just trying to get real fancy with the names. It is for more than herbs. You can put plants, you can put flowers, you can put anything that you want to in this. It's not just for herbs. I was just trying to be clever with the name. So I really love this pattern. I feel like it's just one of those classic things. It's so quick and easy to make. And I am so excited about the style. And that's kind of what I mean by it. In my opinion, it just doesn't get old. This is something that I wrote years and years and years ago that was first published in Happily Hooked magazine. It's since been included in one of my crochet books, 42 Fast and Fun Projects in Crochet. And now you guys can view it for free on the site. So this particular project is worked from the bottom up. It does not use a lot of yarn at all, as you guys can see. There's a lot of open space in this, and it's really just a few rounds of work. It's super easy to make. What I love about this is that the entire thing from start to finish is all worked with a single strand of yarn. So there's no cutting. The entire thing is worked in one piece. So I love things that are one piece, especially things that look like they have a lot of different parts. So I think that's something that you'll really enjoy about this. Now, I'd love to share some finished projects for this, just so you guys can get some inspiration, or you may have some questions about this. Like, for example, can you use it indoors and outdoors? Yep, you can put stuffed animals in it too. No, I'm just kidding. I think that was just to show what it looked like. You guys can use solid color yarn. You can use variegated yarn. You can use, some people used acrylic, some people use cotton. I mean, really, you can get as creative as you want with this. You can use cord. You can use twine. There's so many different kinds of yarn that you can use and so many different colors that you can use. Some people put plants in theirs or flowers, lots of different things like that. You can put a jar in it. You can put, I mean, so many different uses for this. Or just different things, you know, like I said, you can put plants in it, you can put herbs in it, you can put flowers in it. But really, I thought it was very inspiring to see all the finished projects because you can also see what kind of flower pot you put in it. You can put round ones in it, like rounded on the bottom. You can put ones that have more have straighter edges or more angled edges. Really, it's very form-fitting once you put the flower pot in there. You can also use, I know that it's been questions in the back. Well, hold on, I'm going to water my plants. What do I do about that? You can absolutely use flower pots that have no hole in the bottom. That way it's more of a container that, doesn't let any kind of water out, and then put your flower pot into that, like a more flexible plastic one. Or you can use a flower pot like this one with a built-in bottom. So the bottom is absolutely built into the flower pot, and that way it just kind of keeps water in. So lots of different little projects there that you guys can check out just to get some inspiration. All right, before I move on to my last thing, I want to give some more shout outs here. Let's see who's here. Patricia's here from Missouri. Thank you so much for checking in. Oh, Patricia says it's her first time here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you'll be back every week. Roseanne says, welcome to Patricia. Thank you, Roseanne. I appreciate the welcome wagon. You guys are always so kind to each other every week. I love to see the communication. And Hooked by Donine says, hello from Saskatchewan, Canada. Thank you for joining in. All right, everybody. So the last thing that I want to chat about today has a little bit to do with the free crochet pattern of the week, the hanging herb holder. Mainly because as I was releasing this pattern again, I went through another round of pattern testing. I always love to do that. I test the heck out of everything. So something that I noticed when people were completing this pattern was that they were skipping a very key aspect of the instructions that gives this the chevron or the diamond shape here. So if you skip that important part of the instructions because they don't make sense to you, because it's not something maybe you see in instructions a lot, then you're not going to have this beautiful diamond shape here. You're just going to have lines of crochet that go straight across. So you're not going to have diamonds, you're going to have rectangles, which is fine. That's another, look for this. So if you just prefer that, or if you accidentally do that, you don't have to rip it out. It's totally fine. It still functions. But I thought it was a good opportunity for me to bring up an oldie but a goodie topic. So I would love it if you guys could click on over and read more about where to place stitches in crochet. There's a lot of helpful tips here. So it doesn't matter how long you've been crocheting. Maybe you're a beginner. Maybe you've been crocheting for 1,000 years and you know everything. I promise you there's something in here that you can learn and benefit from. And I think that it's really going to help you whenever you're following crochet patterns, especially when they have something different. It's not something that you expect to see in a pattern. For example, maybe you see slip stitches used as a joining technique, and maybe you see them used in another way entirely, like moving over your starting point in a pattern. So maybe you're like, what? I already slip stitched to join. Why am I still slip stitching? That doesn't make sense. So this will kind of help you to identify whenever you see things like that in a pattern. It also talks about stitch counting. It talks about stitch recognition. It talks about stitch anatomy. So lots of that is incorporated in here as well. Where to place stitch markers whenever you're working in rows or in rounds so that you can effectively mark the top of your first stitch in every row or round. Chains or stitches too. This is a huge stopping point. This is a huge question in the patterns that I write whenever I have pattern testers work through them. Sometimes there'll be a chain space and a crochet pattern will say, oh, work one single crochet into every stitch around. And some people go, wait a minute, when you say stitch, do you mean chains too? Yes, chains are stitches. So really this is just about deconstructing some misconceptions that we may have in the crochet world, but it also helps to explain some terminology in the crochet world. And that way, when you see things in a crochet pattern, you're not questioning like, wait a minute, hold on. Is a chain a stitch? Do I place one stitch into every chain 2? Where do I join? Why are slip stitches used in this way? So really just so much information. There's also some helpful information about stitch anatomy, like what a post is, what it means to work in the back post versus the front post, back loop versus front loop. Also the third loop if you're working behind a row of stitches. So lots of helpful information here. Please check it out and let me know what you think. All right, I only see one more comment here. It looks like Lucy's Posh and Crochet Spot says hello to all. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining. And that is it. That is everything that I wanted to chat with you guys about this week. Some really exciting things to participate in, to do, to read, to follow, to learn, to make. So I would absolutely love to hear what you guys think about the rundown this week. So after you watch this live, click around, read some things, do some things, follow some things, and make sure that you leave a comment to let me know what you think. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, maybe I'll incorporate it in a future Mingle Monday. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially everybody who was here live, like Angela, Elise, Roseanne, Gammy, Patricia, Roseanne, Hooked by Deneen, and Lucy. Thank you guys so much, not only for watching, but for leaving a comment and helping to make this feel like a fun conversation. Peace, love, crochet, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.